this is Edo here for another Let's Play of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice for All. Here with me is Nightshade.
In short, the situation is dire.
In short, I don't remember a damn thing. But apparently, we're about to go to trial. Maya got kidnapped. That's one thing I remember. There was a lady. There was, she looked like Riza Hawkeye. That's what she looked.
That's true.
She looks almost exactly like her, almost. And then there's
she has long hair.
Well, there's the creep. No, she has long hair too. It's just her hair's up in a hair clip.
Adrian have it down.
Oh, she has it down. Creepy guy with the, didn't he have like a zipper like face
stitches.
or something? Yeah, he has stitches or something like that. And then the actor that I think we're supposed to be defending.
Well,
no, not him.
No, you're talking about dude.
Yeah, the dude guy.
Matt Hangard, yes.
We now have to defend him, right? We're forced to defend him?
We have 1 day to get an acquittal.
Oh, boy. Okay.
But I'm surprised you're forgetting the most important thing that this case has brought you.
Edgeworth.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and load, and let's start the trial. I forgot how to do her voice. We're gonna be screwed.
Look, it's March 22, the release date of Rune Factory 5. That's dating the episode, but don't worry about it. 9:47 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 3.
Number 3?
Adrian did it? Dude.
That's what it looks like.
Dude, no way. That woman couldn't do anything like that, dude.
You're a horrible Californian.
Oh, that is completely intentional. Don't worry about it.
In court today, there will be a mountain of evidence that will implicate you.
A mountain of evidence?
What does implicate mean?
Don't worry about it.
I'm certain there is someone out there trying very hard to pin this whole thing on you.
Dude, please, Mr. Lawyer, dude. Like I said yesterday, dude. I'm refreshing like a spring breeze, all right? I can't let any sort of scandal ruin that, dude.
I understand.
Mia.
Well, it's almost time. Oh, that's right! Mia. We must get a complete acquittal today. I know. But I can't focus on Maya's situation right now. Or Pearl's either. No matter what, I have to focus on winning this case by the end of the day. Indeed. Well, let's get going. Oh, beep, beep, beep. It's him. This is Wright.
Good morning. This is it, Mr. Attorney. The day of the trial.
Maya, she's unharmed, right?
Well, when I checked on her earlier this morning, she seemed a bit, how shall we say, tired. Don't worry, people don't die that easily. Besides, what you really should be concentrating on is winning today's trial. For my sake, as well as yours, you must win today's trial. Which is why I sent you a little present this morning.
Present? What in the world would you want to give me?
You'll figure it out once the trial starts. And even if you don't like my gift, I expect you to graciously accept it and win the day's contest, if you please.
Wait! The kidnapper sent me a present?
Mr. Lawyer, dude. Who was that?
No one. It has nothing to do with you, so forget you heard anything.
Dude, did your nose just get longer? Look, I'm telling you, the whole dude part, it just does it on its own. I'm just adding more to it. March 22, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 3, dude.
You gotta be like Keanu. You gotta be, dude.
Dude! But don't
Court is
worry
now
about
in
it.
session for the trial of Matt Ungar. Are the prosecution and defense ready? The defense is ready, Your Honor. Oh. I say, Mr. Wright, what happened to Miss Von Karma? I don't know, Your Honor. Why are you getting mad at me?
Your Honor!
Please be quiet, bailiff. The court is in session. If you must tell me something, please keep it brief. Now then, what is it?
Prosecutor Von Karma has... This morning, Miss Von Karma was shot by an unknown gunman.
What? What? Shot? Whoa, what? Somehow, I think this is the present that man was talking about. Ooh, his present? Miss Von Karma's one of the top prosecutors in the country at the moment. If she were to disappear, it would be to your advantage. This is totally insane! Miss Von Karma, is she alright? I don't have that answer. She's alive and in stable condition. That's good. Phew. You're... I thought he showed... Oh, it's him! Edgeworth! Your Honor, due to the circumstances, Miss Francisca Von Karma cannot appear in court today. What is this music?
Oh, that played last time. You just forgot about it.
Yeah, I must have not thought about it. I, Miles Edgeworth, will be taking her place. The prosecution is ready. Naturally. Ah, son of a...
That's what you wanted.
Well... At least I don't have to worry about speaking German.
Well, that is a terrible way to think about this.
Not what I wanted it to be, though. Miss Von Karma was shot in her right shoulder and is currently undergoing surgery. Isn't that like the exact same spot Von Karma was shot in?
Don't worry about it. It's symbolism.
What is this parallel? Luckily, I have looked this case over and am familiar with the details. Of course you are. The prosecution seeks to prove the guilt of Mr. Matt Ungar. The court acknowledges the prosecution. Okay, in all seriousness, if something like that was to happen, would there really be a replacement prosecutor? Or would, like, the trial had been pushed?
I mean, technically speaking, I think they did touch it in the anime, is that if there was not someone already on the ready to take the case, they will have to delay.
Makes me wonder how real law works like that. Like, but you know, like, I really doubt that ever happens, but
I mean,
I would
obviously,
think in a free case situation.
In a real life situation, if somebody got shot in a courthouse, the entire courthouse will have been evacuated.
That too. But if it was like outside though, like if it was like a freak accident that happened outside, like it makes me wonder what the protocol is. You know what I mean? Like say they got in a car accident, right? Like they're in a car accident, they have to go to whatever. Like it makes me wonder if they actually do, if like say that prosecutor actually has someone like that would take the place in case of that situation. You know what I mean?
Probably not, but then again, it's Edgeworth. We're talking about Mr. Overachiever right here.
That is true. So maybe in a real case, I don't know. It's just interesting mumbo jumbo knowledge that
It really depends if, like, because that prosecution will then have an excuse, like, not an excuse, but like a reason to say, yeah, due to the things beyond our control, we're not ready for that case. We need to push back. So
that probably would have been pushed back.
But at the same time, you have to keep in mind, in real life, court cases doesn't take freaking 3 days and does not start the day after the arrest.
But also court sessions usually take a long time. Like, you know,
yes.
I can't imagine if they had to delay it. That means you're delaying it a month or two.
But the point is, if they need to reschedule, they will reschedule.
Yeah, that's true. Right. I finally found the answer I was struggling for on my long journey this past year. Oh God, he's being smug.
Oh, shut up! You like it.
This case comes to an end, you too will know the answer. that I can't read. Now then, the prosecution would like to call its first witness. Please bring Detective Gumshoe to the witness stand. Why, Edgeworth? You know he's gonna cause you trouble.
Look, you can't look at the text correctly because you're too busy looking at its face.
Witness, your name and occupation?
My name's Dick Gumshoe, sir.
He doesn't look happy.
I'm a detective down at the precinct. For now.
For now?
After this trial's over, I'm supposed to turn in my badge, sir.
Detective Gumshoe. The prosecution has no need for a depressed witness. Oh my god. Lift your head up and face forward like a proud officer, Detective Dick Gumshoe.
Yes, sir.
I know that was supposed to be motivation, but he's still a douchebag. Now, let's have your testimony. If we want to explore the various facets of this case, we must start with that. Get ready, Phoenix. This is going to be one very rough fight. Yeah, it would have to be with Edgeworth as my opponent. The answer he was struggling for. Interesting. Show me this answer you finally found, Edgeworth.
Witness testimony, bare facts of the case. This murder happened after the Hero of Heroes award ceremony, sir. The victim, Juan Corrida, was found dead in his hotel room. After looking into the cause of death, we believe he was definitely murdered, sir. At first, we thought there was something suspicious about the empty guitar case. However, we later found out that the guitar case had nothing to do with the murder.
After the war ceremony ended, the victim was alone in his room?
Yes, sir. Both the victim and defendant went alone to their rooms, sir.
I see. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Okay.
Cross-examination, bare facts of the case.
Buttons, okay, there we go. Would you please give us a brief timeline of what happened after the ceremony?
Okay, pal. The ceremony started at 6 p.m.
Okay.
It ended around 8 p.m., and then there was a short break. A special post-ceremony show was supposed to start in the lobby 30 minutes later.
And that's when the victim's body was found, correct? Which is to say, the murder occurred during that 30-minute break period. Please continue with your testimony, Detective. The person who discovered the victim's body was Adrian Andrews, correct?
Yeah.
Who is this Adrian Andrews you're talking about?
She's the defendant, Matt Handguard's manager. She's a really pretty lady, sir.
Ah, so she's a pretty lady. I wonder if she will grace us with her presence.
When the post-ceremony show was about to start, she went to get Mr. Handguard. After visiting his room, she next went to the victim's room to get him for the show, sir.
I see. And that's when she found the victim's body. Okay. The cause of death. Wasn't that because Mr. Corrida was stabbed in the chest?
Only a careless amateur will believe something so brainless as that, pal. Take a good, hard look at the crime photo. Now, a real pro's attention will be drawn here to this bandana.
Banana.
Banana. Is bandana, sir. Like bandana Waddle Dee. That's the thing wrapped tightly around his neck, sir.
Ah, yes, I see. His banana-scented bandana. Why was this a thing? Then, what about the knife?
Seems to have been stuck in the victim's chest on purpose after his death.
On purpose? We have a crafty murderer on our hands here. Strangled with a scarf, then stabbed with a knife. Okay. Press. And why did you think that?
Because it was empty, pal. The Jammin' Ninja... Whoa, let me try this again. The Jammin' Ninja doesn't go anywhere without his bright red guitar. And we couldn't find it anywhere at the scene of the crime.
Oh, then how about this theory? A fan really wanted the guitar and did the crime to get it. How's that?
We thought of that too. But the only fingerprints on the guitar case were the victims.
so now we have a missing case of a guitar. Only the victims, huh?
I see. Ah, so much for my theory then.
Empty, there is some water, but only on top of the lid. Bears Corrida's fingerprints. Last thing. What convinced you it had nothing to do with the case?
The guitar wasn't on the Gatewater Hotel that night.
Well then, where was it?
The bright red guitar was eventually found at a TV studio. The victim, Juan Corrida, had apparently only taken the case with him, sir.
So you mean he forgot to put the guitar inside the case?
Yes, sir. Even when he was on stage for the ceremony, he didn't have his guitar.
So that the guitar case was empty even before he got to the hotel.
Yeah, that's right. So it really had nothing to do with the case after all.
I believe that is enough. First, the victim was choked to death with his bandana. Then, after the victim was dead, the killer deliberately stabbed him with a knife. Which brings me to my next point. Why then did the police arrest Mat on guard? Because there was reason enough to suspect him. Here it comes. Looks like Edgeworth's back in full swing.
Very well. Detective Gumshoe, please testify about this matter.
Yes, sir.
Oh boy.
Witness testimony, why arrest Engard? Matt Engard and Juan Corrida were huge rivals with each other. They each thought that the other guy was in his way. That's more than enough in my book. As for evidence, there's a Jammin' Ninja's button. It was ripped off of the ninja costume and was found in Mr. Engard's hakama. The defendant's fingerprints were also all over the knife. The defendant bought the knife for the crime, which makes this a premeditated murder.
So the defendant's fingerprints were found on the knife used in the stabbing.
It was sort of a sticky on the handle, so the fingerprints came out pretty clearly, sir.
Bears the victim blood and Engard's fingerprints in the grip. Gatewater is engraved.
And there's this button.
That was found in the defendant's clothes, was it? And is this button also covered in blood?
Yes, and we know that the blood on it is the victim's. The victim's blood, sir.
What? It was ripped from his costume, is covered in Corrida's blood, found in Engard's hakama.
All of this points very clear to the defendant, doesn't it?
Yes, it most certainly does, Your Honor. Ready to give in yet, right? Mother. I'll find the hole in your argument somehow. Oh, I'll find the hole indeed.
And here we go again.
You can. Oh God, they're just giving it to me, dude. They're just giving it to me. How can they? Someone in the translation department, they freaking knew, dude. They just freaking knew.
Read the line, girl.
You can press as hard as you like. Just hurry up with your usual pointless questions. They're baiting us, dude.
Cross-examination, why arrest Engard?
Okay, so let's see. I guess we're gonna press for everything. But in terms of popularity, Mr. Engard won, did he not?
Yeah, But you know what's ironic, pal? One Corrida was always one step behind Mr. Hangard in everything. This year, it seemed like you finally caught up, ready for the big final showdown.
But Mr. Corrida lost the Grand Prix in the end.
That's too bad. You must have been pretty downhearted after losing.
Wait just 1 second here. Mr. Hangard was beating Mr. Corrida in the popularity polls.
Well, yeah, I guess, but...
Which means that in the defendant's eyes, the victim was not a rival at all. Which means he had no motive to kill at all. Yeah.
Yes, I quite agree. Well, Detective?
It's not... well... I guess if you put it that way, then yeah, the defendant will have had no motive.
Detective, I'm beginning to see why you were fired.
Eh? No, not you too, Mr. Hedgeworth, sir. That's...
I look forward to your pension negotiations.
No!
Now, Detective, let's continue with the testimony.
No, not my poor pension, too.
Poor Gumshoe. Detective, if you value your money, I suggest you proceed.
Yes, sir. We can talk about my pension later, sir.
What about what I was saying? Hello? Anyone?
Do I get money out of this? No, then I don't care.
Do you have any proof that Do you have any proof that button belonged to the victim?
Huh? What do you mean, pal?
Oh, let me put it this way. I'm asking you if you have any evidence to back up your claim that this button was ripped off of the Jammin' Ninja's costume.
Huh? But can't you tell by just looking at it? And the victim's blood's on it.
Anyone could have smeared that blood on there afterward.
Mr. Hedgeworth, help me, sir.
Oh, right. I knew it had to be this piece of evidence. Now to reel this one in. Thread. Huh? The button was attached to the costume by thread, obviously. And that thread snapped when the button was torn off. If you match up the ends of the thread on the costume with the thread on the button, it's a perfect match.
Yeah, that's it. They are a perfect match, pal.
That's Edgeworth for you. Never misses a beat. So, I guess when was this button found?
Pretty soon after the body was found, we rounded up everyone who knew Mr. Corrida. And then we did a search on them all. That's when we found the button.
So it was almost immediately after the murder.
The police didn't have the free time to lollygag and play tricks, unlike some people. Hey! What is he trying to say about me here? How were the fingerprints arranged on the knife?
Huh? What do you mean, pal?
By examining the fingerprints, you can determine how the defendant held the knife. For example, did he hold it normally or overhand?
Oh, is that what you meant? Well, we didn't actually think of that.
I can't believe the bumbling of this department. Hopeless. Were you paying attention to the testimony, right? The defendant's fingerprints were all over the knife. There is no way to determine how the knife was held at the moment of the murder.
So is the defendant the owner of this knife then?
Last one. There's no way this was a wow, my brain. Premeditated murder, even if he bought the knife.
Sorry, pal. This isn't some pocket knife. It doesn't fold, so it's not great for walking around with either.
Well, this is not good. If the prosecution can prove it was a premeditated murder, we're done for. Phoenix. Yes? There's something very interesting about what the detective just said just now. Think carefully before it's too late. A button covered in the victim's blood and a knife with unguard's fingerprints. Be grateful. If the judge were more rash, he would have already pounded his gavel in closing. We're still in the world of trouble. Well, before any battle, you must find your enemy's weakness. So let's find the weakness in this testimony, no matter how small it may be. Okay, Phoenix? Okay, so now I think I know which one I need to look at.
Do you now?
It has to be the... Where is it? The knife. Oh. At some point I'm gonna have to look at those. Yeah, I think it's the knife. Wait a second.
What?
So the basis of your argument that this was a premeditated murder is simply that my client bought a knife beforehand?
That's right, pal. The defendant...
Did not buy this knife.
Huh?
Take a good look at the handle of this knife, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Huh?
It has a gate water seal set on into the handle.
Gate Water. I think I've heard of that name somewhere before.
For real, Gumshoe? That's the name of the hotel. The Gatewater Hotel.
Uh-oh.
The murder knife was actually property of the hotel, which means this murder was not premeditated. God, that is the word of the day.
Yes, this is very true. This is very big. What is it, Mr. Edward?
I'm sorry, but the defense is simply too careless. What? Stay out of my face!
I mean, you did.
I think whether the crime was premeditated or not has already been determined. How so? I admit this knife is hotel property. There is no one currently on the police force that is dumb enough not to realize this.
But I didn't... Oh.
The question is, where did this knife come from?
Why, that's obvious. It came from the victim, Mr. Carter's room.
Sorry, Your Honor, but that is incorrect. Oh, the bears! The victim ate a last meal before he was murdered. With that being the case, I would like to draw the court's attention to what is on top of the table.
There's a knife and a fork on the table. Then, where in the world did this knife come from?
If it pleases the court, I would like for us to recall the room of the defendant, Mr. Matt Ungard. Oh, dang. Especially what was on top of his table. There is something missing. Perhaps it is a single knife? Son of a biscuit. We investigated the leftover dishes for fingerprints, and while we were investigating, we came to the conclusion that Mr. Matt Ungard's knife was missing. Ark! Mr. Ungard had gone to the victim's room with the knife he had used during dinner. Why would he carry a knife on a visit? To kill, of course. And with that, I believe the prosecution has proven this was a premeditated murder.
Amazing, Mr. Edward. Absolutely brilliant. A brilliantly clear deduction.
It seems like Edward had this plan from the very beginning. This must be one of those traps, and I just walked headlong into it.
A murder weapon with fingerprints and a button from the victim's costume. There is quite a sizable amount of evidence here.
I can safely say that any further deliberation is a waste of Your Honor's time. Although, I wouldn't mind if the defense were to present evidence not yet shown to the court. Evidence not yet shown? He means evidence that the court hasn't seen yet. In other words, no evidence.
What does the defense have to say about this, Miss Wright?
Well, Phoenix, the judge is favoring the prosecution right now. If we answer with something wrong here, that gavel of his will be ringing out to the sound of our defeat.
Mr. Wright, do you have something important and necessary to present to this court?
Now will be the good time to review your court record.
Yeah. Let me think here. That was from the kill. That was lost camera. Magazine art. Guide map. I think I know the answer. Okay, so how do I go back? There's one piece of evidence that catches my attention. Something that this court has yet to see.
Mr. Wright, I will say this one more time. I do not feel this trial needs to continue at all. However, I am giving you one chance, and only one.
What the judge is saying, right, is don't try pulling one of your usual bluffs here. If I mess this up, it's curtains for all of us.
You may now present one, and only one piece of evidence, and I think I know what it is.
It's a full bar penalty.
Oh, jeez. Now then, what is this important evidence that you must show to the court? It has to be this. The fact that everything is scattered everywhere in that scene, yet that glass is not touched at all. There's something wrong with that. You would think the glass would have been affected too. Yes, it's a wine glass, is it not?
Please look at the photo of the crime scene one more time. The scene is a mess because of the victim's struggle against his assailant. The vase is broken. His makeup is all over the floor. There were all things that were at one point sitting on top of the dresser.
Well, yes, I see your point.
However, this glass that is sitting on top of the dresser is mysteriously untouched. The only thing that had not fallen over, along with everything else, is this wine glass. This piece of evidence is more than strange enough to warrant further consideration. Oh no. Well, what do you all have to say?
Well, yes, it is a little peculiar.
Yes, isn't it? I thought it was.
You can stop looking at me with those puppy dog eyes of yours now. Mr. Edgeworth?
What is it, Your Honor?
Your opinion.
You don't need my opinion, because there is no special meaning to that glass. What? It's safe to say that the glass was set there after the crime took place, by the person who discovered the body, Adrian Andrews, for example. She could have easily been so shocked that she set the glass down without thinking.
That does sound very plausible. Mr. Wright?
Could Miss Andrews really have set that glass down without thinking? No, I don't believe so. If I appear weak here, the trial's over. I can look for my proof later. For now, I should trust my instinct and point with certainty. They just might fall for it, if you're thought-provoking enough.
The defense would like to challenge the prosecution's theory. We would like to see something that proves it was Miss Andrews who set the cup on the table. Because, yeah, there would have been fingerprints then, right? If she had touched it. You've turned the situation on its head yet again, as usual. Mr. Edward, do you have any proof to back up your claim? There's no way he has any. He's just bluffing.
Unlike Mr. Wright, I never say anything unless I have the evidence to support it.
What?
Son of a... You're not thinking hard enough today, right?
Hey, I took a break, okay?
It's true.
Did you think this wine glass escaped my notice? Then, of course it had been thoroughly inspected for fingerprints.
Fingerprints?
There were only one set of fingerprints left on this wine glass.
Only one? Well, whose were they?
They were not the victims, nor the defendants. Rather, they were of one Adrian Andrews.
What?
Crap. That is why I said that the person who had discovered the body had left it there. Are we done here, Mr. Wright?
I can't believe I fell into another trap!
Miss Andrews was probably holding the glass when she went to see Mr. Corrida. But upon seeing his dead body, she was stunned and set the glass down on the dresser.
What you just said makes a lot of sense.
Tisk, tisk, tisk. Now do you see, Wright? You can't change any part of my scenario as it explains everything all too well. I've thought long and hard this past year about what it means to be a prosecutor, and from here on out I will show you the answer I have come to discover.
Wait a second, Mr. Edward. I think the prosecution has provided enough evidence for me to enter my verdict.
Unfortunately, I cannot allow you to pass judgment yet. The prosecution has yet another witness we would like the court to hear from. Oh no. Another witness? Yes. Bailiff, please bring in the next witness. What in the world is Mr. Edward thinking?
Oh no.
It's her. Oh, son of a biscuit. Why? Why me? Why me? Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation.
Witness, your name and occupation, please.
Gotcha! I wonder what happened to that calm composure he had.
Oh, Edgy boy, it's been what, a year since we last met, hasn't it? You should be more happy to see me.
I saw the report with her testimony, but who knew that under that helmet it was the Wicked Witch of the witness stand?
I tell you, it's time I know what I'm supposed to do. So today I'm going to tell you anything and everything. Even things that you don't have to do with that terrible crime.
Miss Witness, that terrible crime is all the court needs to know.
Oof! Shush! I'm talking to my dear Edgy right now. Don't interrupt us, Scraps.
Yes, madam.
No. Please. By all means, interrupt her, please. Anyway, witness, your testimony, please.
It's true what they say, that youth are hot-headed nowadays. Not that I mind at all, Edgy. Now then, what should I start with?
The witness was on security detail at the hotel on the night of the murder. Is this correct, Miss Oldbag?
It was a great job being able to see my dearie Juan. It's almost too much for my little heart to handle.
You mean you were a fan of the victim?
Look, everyone is crazy over that ungod, saying he's cute in a fresh way or something. But not me. I wouldn't say anything so silly. After all, I have no interest in a little child like him. I'm only interested in a real man. Juan Corrida.
Those two are the same age.
Anyway, as I was saying, I was pacing in front of his room that night.
Very well. Please tell the court what you witnessed the night of the murder.
Leave it to me, Edgy.
Oh, dear Lord.
We might need more than... We might need a whole episode for this nonsense. What do you think?